Here's your high risk warning. Here's a high risk warning here. Basically, it just tells you, and again, we show this before every trader. It's nothing that we're doing for somebody in particular, but we show it for every trader, basically telling you should seek independent, fresh financial advice. If you're going to actually do some investing, you should be aware that the risks associated with trading, and you should also be aware that the information and the general advice that's being given here today is exactly that. It's general advice. Doesn't take into account your objectives, your financial situation, or your needs. Any past performances that you see here based off of trades and stuff like that are not necessarily indicative of future success. That the guys are just showing it to you so that you can see that these things have worked in the past, and then you can see how they work. So that's really what we wanted to really show you here. Now, let me tell you about the guy that you're going to love. You can already hear him in the background once. You can feel the personality coming out. We're going to end on a strong suit. Today's talk is going to be about following the smart money, increasing win rates with proven methodology and new technology. So that's exciting for everybody. His name is Norman Hallet, by the way, guys. And you can go to his website, which is The Disciplined Trader. Now, Norman is the co-founder and CEO of Subconscious Trading Corporation, which is STC, based in Parkland, Florida, which specializes in advanced mental training for traders. With experience as a stockbroker at Paine Webber, Norman has also successfully launched various startup companies. He holds a bachelor's in mathematics from the University of Cincinnati. Norman's dynamic personality, which is very true, led to frequent appearances on top news programs, including Financial News Network. He gained significant popularity through his radio talk show, Risky Business. And Norman recently wrote a concise book called Mental Fitness for Traders, which has become a viral sensation, garnering over 1.5 million downloads worldwide. Guys, I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I can tell you this, it won't be boring. Norman, how are you, buddy?
Good. I'm excellent. You know, it's funny because I don't see a share screen opportunity unless you're going to give that to me. And I don't see the camera part. Maybe it's because I came in through the front door. The back door.
Super interesting. You don't have either one, huh?
Yeah, I don't see that. I'm thinking of maybe I need to come back. And, oh, here we go. Let's see what happened once I joined as a panelist.
Yeah, that's what was going on. I couldn't get you to, I was trying to invite you before, so I just said, I'll just let him talk. And then I forgot that I just did that. There you are. All right, now we can see you, but we can't hear you. Hang on.
Grandma.
Hold on, you're muted again, Norman.
Grandma's hand.
There he is. There he is.
Just a handy piece of candy.
Oh, nice singing.
Grandma's hand picked me up when I was down. Remember that? Who sang that? Who sang it? Bill
I thought it was Norman.
Bill, yeah, he could have, but he's not here today.
I warned everybody. I just want to say I warned everybody.
You did. You did. I'm going to share the screen. Just I'm going to keep my face on there just for a second. But I am going to share just to make sure that we have everything in contention here. All right, let's start it there. Okay, I think we see. We see what's going on.
We can see you, and we can see your display.
Good, great. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I really like the Matt's presentation. Guy knows options, so you know it's. And in fact, some of those people that are sponsoring this. I mean, a couple of them should be on the Mount Rushmore of trading, at least in the modern trading days, you know. So really appreciate you having me. Can I just continue and not be nice to you guys anymore?
Absolutely, yes. The niceties can cease.
Niceties are gone. I wanted to just keep my camera up for a second, just to show that I'm real and just to kind of show a little bit of the passion that I have around this new topic of prop trading. Now, John talked a lot about my situation as far as my passion toward the mental and emotional part of trading. I just realized, I realized a long time ago that most traders are losing because most traders do nothing about the mental and emotional capabilities that they have, but they're not expressing them. Trading can really bring you to the brink of those emotional decisions. So this particular presentation is about prop trading. I wrote a piece recently for Traders World and a couple of other magazines about the death of simulated trading. I believe simulated trading is maybe coming to an end with the advent and growth of prop trading. And I want to, this presentation is really about taking the idea of prop trading and looking at it from a business standpoint. Looking at, I mean, if they're going to give you money to trade, which they do, tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've already qualified for that. I'm going to show you that in the beginning of the presentation, but there's a lot of, there are both sides, you know, well, how can it be true? It's true. And the prop trading firms, they have rules, they have stringent rules, some of them more stringent than others. And there are, the naysayers say that, hey, you know, prop trading, why, you know, they give you, it's restricting, you know, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't let me do a few things in my trading plan. Well, if I'm going to give you $150,000 of my money to trade and give you 90 or 100% of the profit, you're going to follow my rules. And I think that's kind of fair. But these rules are not abusive from the standpoint of stopping you from succeeding. They're just narrowing the track for you so that you can stay disciplined when you trade. And I kind of like that. So I'm bringing a lot of enthusiasm to this. I've just secured, and I couldn't believe I could get this URL, Prop Trading University and Prop Trading U. I'm going to really take a hold of this area because I believe that traders who trade with $5,000 or $10,000, even $20,000, especially in the futures market, which I'm going to focus on today, although prop trading does allow for, some firms allow for Forex traders and even stock traders, but most are in the futures area. And the idea here is that it is something that's real. It's something that is happening. I'm getting checks every 2 weeks, not checks, but they've deposited straight into my account. I'm going to show you what's happening there. And I'm going to show you in this presentation some of the things that you can do with your current trading plan, so that you can better pass the prop trading evaluations and get funded yourself. It's not rocket science. It is just understanding what some of these rules are, and then instead of being disadvantaged by them, turning them to your advantage. And that's what I'm going to show you here. The things that I've realized. I'm going to focus on just one of the prop traders out there, and I'm going prop trading firms. I'm going to show you why. But anybody who's trading 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, these smaller amounts are very, very hard to manage when it comes to volatile markets. And I believe the volatile markets will continue. So I wanted the idea of not being shackled by scared money, what we used to call scared money, and doing it with somebody else's money. It really takes a lot of pressure off. And, you know, if you've been struggling, I believe for a lot of, especially small accounts, this could be a big, I think it's an answer for you. And what surprised me about this is that about 50% of the people that I'm helping out, they have large accounts. They're trading $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 accounts and more for themselves, but they're saying, why should I trade my own money? Why don't I just kind of put mine, put it in a very safe area without all the risk, and manage their money and get all the profit. So it's for everybody. And I want to show you the background, the reason for my enthusiasm. So I'm going to disappear as far as my my punum is concerned. And I'm going to now get into some of the things I've just promised you. So how to build a substantial long-term income through prop trading. A little about me. Is that really right? 43 years, Ed, is I have to look at myself, but I have to look it up again. Yeah, I mean, I started in 1979. My first group of traders in October of 79. I was and it was gold and silver. I was buying and selling in options at the time. I ran one of the largest option firms in the country. That particular firm, when I started, about 18 months later, I was a regional vice president running the home office and graduating other managers to open their own offices. And in October of 1979, by 3 months later, by the turn of the year in 1980, gold reached $850, silver reached $50. And the $10,000 that I was having people invested turning into $160,000, $180,000. Of course, they didn't take it. Most of them took it when the market corrected. They still make double, triple, quadruple their money. But that showed me the power of what this whole thing is about. And being involved in presentations like this, and some of the speakers I know most of them over the years. I mean, hey, you're in it so long, you better know them. But I've written several books. I used to be known as a guy who builds trading plans. In the first 2 decades of my existence in this market, I was known for building trading plans for professional traders and so on. This this More Profits, More Stress was actually just a talk that I did at a trading expo. They usually put me on first. You guys put me on last because I guess you wanted everybody to have a smile on their face when they left. I think you will anyway with my offer. You're gonna love it at the end. But they put me on in the beginning just to kind of get the crowd going. So I want to get you going again on the excitement of this. I worked for Paine Webber for a couple of years, didn't like it. You know, you want a sales organization that just wants to bring in people, those are those big stock firms. I wasn't happy there. International Trading Group was the name of the option firm. Formed my own groups and IBs and so on over the years. The last 2 decades have been really concentrating on the mental and emotional until I fell in love with this prop trading. Now I'm back to trading plans with the mental and emotional, putting them all together. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in this presentation. Here are some of the certificates that you're given when you pass the qualification. These two funded for 150. First, I was funded for 50. I passed $100,000 in Top Step, which is another firm. Apex is the one that I'm going to be talking about, and I'll give you the reasons why. I'm not a representative for them, but I do like them for certain reasons. There are many firms out there. You can pick whatever you want, but I'm going to show you what I look for in a firm. This is what it looks like when you ask them for money. They put it in your bank account, and just wanted to show you that it's a full circle thing. And it's very exciting because I think that especially, again, if you're trading small amounts of money, anything under even $50,000, to trade somebody else's money and get 90% of the money, and that's what you get in these firms. In fact, Apex gives you 100% for the first $25,000 you earn. And they do that because they want you to get excited about that and pay their monthly fees. While you're evaluating. And the evaluation, I'll show you those parameters, a couple of those parameters in a second. But I just wanted to show you that I've run it full circle. And once you're in the circle, it really gets more and more exciting. So I want you to pass the evaluation. I want you to make it happen for yourself. This is my email address. I'm giving this to you up front so that you can just email me directly and say, hey, I heard this in your talk. Can you send me more information on this? You said something about the death of simulated trading and you wrote a paper. Can you send me that? I've got a number of different white papers I've written around this topic. And so if you have any questions about anything that you hear, just email me directly. Okay, so I want to get into first the traditional process to trading profitably. Before I start, I want a little bit of feedback, if you would. I see some chats. I'm not very good at. I'm dating myself. Yes, I am dating myself, which is fine because as long as you stay young at heart, fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. Question up front, maybe later. What percentage of candidates usually pass the challenge? About 10%. The same as passing, making money normally. So that's what I have found. Okay, I think that's the quick questions here. Now that I'm on the chat, are you ready to learn something about this? Are you with me? Are you focusing? Just give me a few yeses in the chat so I can be energized as if I'm not already. But just give me, oh, there we go, Michael, thank you. Thank you, Oliver. Okay, there's here we go. So thank you guys and gals, thank you. Okay. The traditional process to trading profitably. Now, the first thing that you have to do is you got to create your trading plan. Now, many of you have trading plans, and I've seen a lot of them. I don't think there is a speaker that I saw in all 3 days of this that don't offer trading plans or access to a plan that would work if you could run it. Okay, so, and it really depends. Your job as a trader is to find one that fits you, that matches you. If you're somebody who has no patience, If you have a trading plan that requires a lot of patience, you're not going to make it. You know, you need something that fits. So that's important. And in this talk, the massaging I'm going to talk to you about massaging what you're doing now to pass the evaluations in a breeze and quickly. They're going to match your personality. Okay, so you first have to create your trading plan, one that's responsible to you. Then you got to back test your plan. And I'm going to just say something real upfront about back testing. It's good to back test for long periods of time, but not too long. Look, markets are changing, especially with the advent of the internet and now AI and so on. What used to be, you know, the market, they said, used to look 6 months into the future, a year into the future. That's what it's trading now. No, you're lucky if you're looking 6 weeks into the future. So when you back test your plan, the most important back test is the last week and the last 2 weeks and the last month. Especially now, most of you are probably trading not daily charts, but 5-minute tick charts like I trade, 10-minute, 2 minutes sometimes. Listen, going back a week or 2 weeks, that's enough to see if your plan is going to work. So I wanted to just bring that up to you because in any coaching that I've done, probably in my career, especially recently, I ask my traders to look back before they start trading. Look at yesterday's trading. Look at yesterday's trading and see how it would have done for you if you had followed your trading plan the way it's written. Okay, and that will give you confidence to follow your trading plan today. It's a simple exercise. It really will only take you 5 or 10 minutes to do tops. You get pretty good at it at back testing in a glance. So think about that. Back test every day before you start trading. Look back and go with that confidence. Now, if yesterday you wouldn't have made money, look back 2 or 3 days, because over 3 or 4 days, over that period of time, if your trading plan is valid, and it probably is, you're going to see that you would have profited if you followed through those days. So not every day is going to be a winning day. Most days probably will be, okay, if you have a good trading plan. So back test your trading plan. The third is, of course, forward testing via simulated trading. Now, a lot of platforms will allow you to roll out your trading. In other words, it's kind of like live, but it's not. But you want to see that what you understand about your trading plan and what seems to be back testing really will kind of work in the future. So live testing for a week or two to see that your plan is working. The last step is, of course, funding your account, putting in your money and seeing what happens with it, seeing how well you can prosper. All of this in the traditional sense results in either making a lot of money or a lot or a little, or losing a lot or a little. And it's usually, I find that successful traders make pretty good money, not just break-even type stuff. They make good money. And losing traders, they don't lose just a little, they lose a lot, okay? But it's 10% of the traders in the traditional process that are going to make money, and it's 90% that's going to burn their money. So I want you to just look for this number for a second. What is the amount of money? How much money have you lost in the last year, 1 or 2 years, using the traditional profitability? Now, if you're a winning trader, it doesn't really make much sense to you, to that question. But I know that 90% of you are not making money like you're capable of doing if you only had the right perception and the right tools. Okay, so what is just quickly come up with a number in your head. I mean, I know mostly $5,000 accounts. You'll blow that out and blow it out a couple of times already. That's $10,000. So, so what is that number for you? I just want you to hold that number, okay, for that 90% of you who are struggling. Okay, so now let's take a look at a better process. Took a little sip of water there. All right. Same kind of beginning, okay? You got to create your trading plan. You got to look back and back test your trading plan. Then you want to forward test, but you forward test through exercising what you understand about the plan in an evaluation. In other words, you sign up with a prop trading firm and you start the testing phase. And the testing phase, for instance, in a $50,000 account, you've got to make $3,000 in the account before you lose $2,500. Okay, and there are parameters. I won't go through the rules. Most of you that are interested know this. It's not know most of the rules, and they're not, you know, again, it's not rocket science type thing. Okay, but the idea is that you got to make 3,000 before you lose 2,500. That's the parameters for an Apex $50,000 account. Now, so forward test and start your relationship with a prop firm and start to qualify, because if the forward testing is successful, you're going to wind up being a funded trader, as opposed to a forward testing successful in the traditional way where you get to now risk your own money. Okay, so rather than spending a lot of time on forward testing, in fact, anytime, I think as soon as you feel you have a trading plan that works and you've back tested it, go ahead and sign up and start paying the monthly fees. And I'm going to show you. You got my email address. Monthly fees can be anywhere from, let's say for a $50,000 account, I think Apex charges $160 a month. So if it takes you 2 months to pass, you're going to have paid $320 in. Now, that email address that I gave you, I have a coupon for you for 80% off. So it won't be $160 a month. It'll be $32 a month or something crazy like that. It's 30 something dollars a month. Okay, so don't worry about the monthly charges. Okay, even if you have to pay them, they're a lot less than what you've been dealing with losing your own money. And when you get funded, let the prop trading firms fund your account. Okay, so in this particular plan, you're still going to have people winning. You're going to lose a lot less when you lose, the people who lose. Okay, because they're not losing thousands of dollars of their own money. They're only losing these monthly fees that will add up if you're going to take a year to pass. But I'm going to show you in this, by the end of this presentation, you shouldn't take more than 4 or 6 weeks to pass if you adjust if you're a very conservative trader and adjust your trading plan the way I'm going to show it to you. Okay, still 10% are going to win, are going to be funded and stay funded. 90% are not going to be successful, and they're not going to. They're either going to pass the evaluation, get funded, and then blow out the funded account. 90% are just going to continue to struggle. But all you're paying are the evaluation fees, which I've just mentioned to you. It can be as low as $30 a month or $60 a month if you test for the $150,000 account, which is the area that's one that I really would like you to zoom in on once you've passed the 50 and gotten the feel of it. Okay. And then reset fees. There's something called reset fees where if you blow out an account, let's say you start with a $50,000 account, you start trading the $50,000 account, somehow you lose 2,500 and a few trades, you go crazy, you forgot, you know, whatever, you didn't put your stop in, whatever it was, or you just were trading responsibly and somehow it didn't work out and you breached the $2,500 losing stick, and that's what happened. Well, that's you pay a reset fee. With Apex, it's $80. With Top Step, it's $90. So there is a reset fee. They have specials on it all the time. So there is a reset fee. And after passing, once you get funded, there is a monthly fee. It's very small. You know, it's like $80 a month is what it is. In fact, if you're willing to pay $140 a month on the first month, that's for life. Okay. I don't want to get too much into the weeds. I guess I have already. But the idea is these small fees that they're asking you to pay don't compare to that number that I just asked you about. How much have you lost in the past? Okay, so let's get into the meat of what we're doing here. Okay, you're going to need 2 things to pass your prop trading evaluation with ease, and I say that with confidence when I say with ease. Okay, I don't care how much you've struggled before even passing these things. Okay, you got to think and act like a professional trader. You can't be doing this, giving it a shot, trying it out, see what happens. I don't know. Let's see if it works. No, you gotta go in there like Butler on the Heat. You gotta say, I'm not gonna let them take this from me. I'm gonna win this game. And you gotta go forward with a professional winning attitude. Okay, and you're gonna need discipline. Okay, you're going to need discipline as a trader. If you haven't done anything for your discipline right now, you're going to have to learn to do something for your discipline. The good news is the little tips I'm going to show you here that are easy to apply are going to really discipline-oriented infusions that as part of it. So the tips I'm going to give you today will also help you with your discipline. The second thing that you're going to need is you're going to need to adjust your current trading plan to flow with the restrictive prop trading rules and at the same time reduce trading stress. I guess that's what I just said, and I'll have to go over my speech again. But this is what you're going to need. You're going to need to frame what you're doing as a professional trader. You're in a business now, and if we're talking about a long-term substantial income, it is very doable. This is what I'm creating for myself. You saw how many years experience I have. I don't need to do this anymore. And I love to do it. I love helping people. That's not going to stop. But why should I be trading my own money with my retirement money that's nice and safe? Why should I pull some when I could be doing what I'm doing right now? You need to do the same thing, okay? Risk their money, and they love you to do that. The more money that you qualify for, the more money that they pay you, the more that will attract more traders where the 90% of them will lose. So that's their game. They want you to pass. They want the traders who know what they're doing to win and win big. They paid out $3 million last month, Apex, and that's a nice number. They're gonna pay out 40, 50 million this year to traders, and I'm going to be part of it, and I want you to be part of it too. Okay, no matter what firm you trade. Okay, here are the insights that I want to give you. These are the changes that I'd like to see you consider making for your trading plan in order to ease through and quickly these prop trading evaluations. And then not only do you have to qualify, but you're going to stick with it and make money so that they start sending you stuff in your email and your bank account, like I just showed you they're doing for me. Okay, so are you ready? Let me just make sure you're still with me. I'm going to consult the chat. Just give me, I'm with you. Just keep going. Give me something to pump me up here, because these insights are really what's going to help you. All ears. Okay. Oliver is all ears. Okay. We got it. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Thank you. You'll need the right kind of trigger. Okay. This I find is very important. It's important again for the mental part. If you have a trigger that you have tested that gets off to a good start, no matter what happens after it, if it gets you a good start, that's a very if you capture that good start right away. Okay. If you capture it right away, that's one thing. Those are the low hanging fruit people. These are the scalpers. What happens with scalpers is that they tend to they take the low hanging fruit, and then all of a sudden it's like the biggest trade they've ever seen, but they were in it and took this is the dilemma for traders. Should I just take what they're giving me, or should I wait for what the longer term chart is telling me this can go? Okay, there's the basic trading dilemma is when a trade is off to a good start, should you take the profit or let it run? The solution to that is this, okay? Take 2 positions. I'm gonna say that again. Take 2 contracts. If you're doing this with stocks, take 100 shares, but treat them as 50-50. If you're doing options, take 2 contracts and treat them as 50-50. What you're going to do is treat one as a scalp and one as what I call a runner. Okay, this takes out the dilemma, because a lot of traders fail just by not honoring the solution that I just gave you. Because what happens is they get off to a good start. It really looks good. Should I just wow, look at how that thing jumped as soon as I put it on, and then boom, they say, well, let me run it. This is going to run. And then it starts to come down, and then you don't want to be the schmuck who didn't take the profit, and let it go to break even. So it's got to come back. Then all of a sudden it falls into the red, and you are the schmuck who took, excuse my French, who should have just taken it. But there's no should have and would have, except for running the process that and you've tested works. So if you have a process that says take the scalp with your first position and defend the run on the other position, you're going to eliminate what I believe is one of the main causes of trader failure. So if you take nothing from this, if you don't take advantage of what I'm going to show you at the end, at least do what I've just suggested that you do. Try adjusting your trading plan to start every trade with 2 positions. Okay. Now there's a lot of great permutations to a lot of great corollaries to that axiom. There's my math degree for you. In other words, if you take 3 positions, take the first one quickly, and then you look for the resistances along the way on the way up and so on. So there's a lot of ways of doing it, but the basic thing that I want you to learn right now is when you initiate a position, you want to have a trigger that gets off to a good start so that this process that I've just talked to you about can work like a charm. Okay. And now I have a trading plan. We call it loaded gun. I'm not offering you that today. That's if you want that, email me and I'll tell you all about it. But the idea here is that in that particular trading plan, the main trigger that we have called loaded gun trigger, one of the triggers is a 67%. You'll get your scalp the way I've designed the scalp. So you need a trigger that's reliable and that has a quick jump to it when you get in. Okay, that's insight number 1. Insight number 2 is you need to offset the hurdle of the drawdown rules and then turn them to your advantage. The drawdown rule in Apex is something that scares a lot of people and makes them go to other prop firms. For instance, I showed you Top Step. Top Step is a trading firm that's also one of the biggest. Apex is the biggest. I think Top Step may very well be the 2nd or 3rd biggest. They're all in that same high category. Apex is the biggest, but in Top Step, they make you make $3,000 before you lose $2,500 twice. You got to pass that same shtick twice. Okay. With Apex, you have to do it once, and that's because of a drawdown rule that I'm going to show you right now. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of how to construct to get around that so that you only have to pass once instead of twice. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about the hurdle of the drawdown rule. This is a clip from Apex. It's their $50,000 account. They allow you to trade 10 contracts. Don't worry about this. This is what I want you to focus on. $3,000 is your profit goal before you lose $2,500. Okay, so let me take an example. I want to give you a quick example just to show what I mean about this drawdown rule that's hurtful and turns people away from Apex. And for you, it should draw you in because you're going to understand how to get around it. Okay, there's 2 kinds of drawdown measures with these prop firms. The first one is P&L, profit. It's offset trades. Okay, P&L is just when you offset a trade. What's your P&L? What's your offset? Okay. Let's say you take this $50,000 account that we're looking at, okay? And let's say you put on a position and you're up $1,000 in that position, okay? You're up $1,000, you think it could go more, but you let it come all the way back and you close out the trade at break even. You were up 1,000, you closed it out at break even. So you didn't lose any money. And with Top Step and most firms, your trailing threshold is still $2,500. Okay, you broke even, $2,500. When they count open trade equity as a drawdown measure, the same $50,000, the same $1,000 inter-trade that you have, you haven't closed out your trade, it's an open trade, and you let it come down, close out at break even. Well, Apex counts that open trade equity that you didn't take against you. Now you have a trailing threshold of $2,500. Okay, now that looks horrible, doesn't it? I mean, like, why would anybody? I mean that's a pretty lousy thing to do to somebody, isn't it? Not really, because what I just told you before with the 2 rule, with the 2, look what happens with that 2 rule that when you take 2 positions on with a reliable trigger, okay, a reliable trigger, you put your trade on, you put 2 positions on. The first one is a scalp. So now you're taking that money and you're adding to that trailing threshold, so to speak. And then when the market goes wherever it's going to go and comes back down, yeah, you're going to be minus 1,000, but it'll be less than 1,000 because you took that scalp. Okay. Now, when I teach traders, after taking the scalp, I like you to move the stop on the remaining position to break even. Okay, that's just something that I've done for my career, and I just haven't talked myself out of it with 99% of the trading plans that I've ever written. So when you take that scalp, bring it to break even, the remainder. I mean, there are some cases where you can bring it, to an equal amount that you scalp, so you wind up, but don't do that. bring it to break even. You want to keep what you've scalped. Okay, and let the other one ride, and we can talk about some other presentation how to protect the profit that you build, and that's all you have to do. So what you're doing here to defend against this horrible rule that makes you a better trader, really, what you do is you put on 2 positions, you take your scalp, you move to break even, and then you employ some nice, close profit preserving techniques. Some, whether you're putting you're moving your, I said move it to break even. Once it starts to expand, you want to keep that profit. You want to bring that stop up in a responsible way. Maybe a tick below the previous candle, a tick below the second previous candle, whatever it is. There are some processes that I can show you if you don't already know, but the idea is that you use a trailing stop. So I'm not going to let that come all the way back to break even again. So I just want to tell you that there are ways to get over this. You only have to pass once. Okay. Now, when you're qualified for the trade, when you're funded, I hope I'm not giving you too much, but I have a lot to give you, and I want to give you what I believe is a lot of the important things right now. When you pass and get funded, and you're building your account, the threshold is only good for the very beginning of that new account, okay? The threshold is only good for the beginning. Once you start to build your funded account up 5,000, up 6,000, up 7,000, you've got a lot more give to that, so you're not worried anymore about trailing thresholds. So it's only really during this where you're qualifying for the account. I hope you get that. For the most part, don't let this stop you. Apex is the biggest for a reason, okay? Maybe it's because they pay out the most and that's the most attractive. It certainly is not because of this rule. But I want to, but I can show you very quickly, and that's what I'm going to offer you in the end, just the things that you can do to adjust your trading plan so that you can easily and quickly pass these phases of prop trading. Okay, let's take a look at Insight 3. You want to run your trading like a business, and I can't stress this more. This is not a game. I mean, and when you start getting older, it's time. I don't want to, I don't want to show you and other senior traders how to make money over the next 20 years. That's not what we're interested in. We want it now. We want it now. Not only do we want it now, but we want to build something now that can take care of us in addition to what we've saved, or some of us, some people haven't saved for their retirement. This is a great way to do that. Okay, so you want to run your trading plan like a business, and there are several things that you can do. First of all, there are concepts that you need to address as a business rather than a one-off thing. For instance, I mentioned the reset. When you start a trading account and you have to make $3,000 in a $50,000 qualifying account, you have to make $3,000 before you lose $2,500. Okay, what if you're down $1,800 and you only have $700 left? Do you want to get really aggressive and build it back to zero so that you can start making that $3,000? Or when is a good time to reset? I mean, there is, and from experience and from working with other traders in my own trading, there's a certain percentage that's important to say, hey, I'm close to the thing. Let me pay my $80 and reset this back to zero. Because if you're down $1,700, you've got to come back up $1,700 and then make $3,000. It's not worth our time. So, you got to think like a business, and time is an important thing in a business. Also, you want to have multiple accounts. Now, that may sound a little crazy. There are tools that you can use. If you have qualified, once you qualify for one, the others go quickly. I mentioned that I've already qualified for a few. I'm now qualifying for 2 more $150,000 accounts right now. So I'll have 5 accounts to trade. Why do I do that? Because I have a tool that can, when I put on a trade, I could put it in all of the accounts. I can, in one click, in the 3 accounts and in different increments. I can put 2 positions in one account, 3 positions in another, 4 in a $250,000. I can put whatever I want with one click of a button, okay, if I find a setup that I like. So, or you can, in the beginning, like I'm doing, like I've done, and I'm still doing it for the most part, I put a trade in for one position, put a trade in for another position to diversify the risk among my qualified accounts. I'm thinking like a business person, because what happens if I blow out an account? It's going to happen. I haven't done it, but it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. I'm going to leave my computer on. I'm going to, I'm not a, I make mistakes. I made one, I can remember about 10 years ago. It's just kidding. Listen, I'm the guy, if the disciplined trader makes mistakes, it doesn't mean, I don't make many of them. I hardly make any, but it doesn't matter. At some point I will. So if I blow out an account, I only have one account. I got to pass again and qualify again. It's going to be a few weeks or a month before I can start making money again. If I have 3 or 4 or 5 accounts, and I blow out an account, no problem. It's still getting checks from the other accounts. Okay. So if I'm building a long-term substantial income, and that's what I'm doing here, I want you to do it with me. Okay. Because it's fun, and it's the future. Everybody's going to be going to this, I believe, in the end. Okay, not everybody, but people that with less than $100,000 accounts. Okay, so you want multiple accounts, or retirees like myself that have the money to do it but don't want to do it. Why should I do it? I'd rather put in another piece of real estate to diversify my portfolio. Okay, so the idea here is when you have multiple accounts, how many too few, how many are too many, that's up to you. But I think it's got to be a minimum of 3 accounts. You got to have 3 qualified accounts. Okay. Do the 50, the first one. I mentioned 150. Do 50 because that's the quickest one to qualify for. Once you start getting paid, once they send you 500 or 1,000 or 2,000. I've got 2,000 coming on one of them, one of the $50,000 accounts. 2,000, that's nice. I mean, if I just on that one account, if I earn $2,000 every 2 weeks, that's every 2 weeks. That's a $50,000. If I have 4 or 5 accounts, listen, this is real, but you have to trade like it's a business. Okay. And in the end, I'm going to give you something at a price that you're going to laugh at me about, but I want everybody to take your current trading plan and adjust it. Okay. And if that's too tough for you, then email me and I'll show you. You can use my trading plan. Okay. So here's what I want you to consider here: how to build a long-term income with prop trading. The first piece in this mini course that I want you to purchase today. Okay, there are 5 pieces to it, and after each piece, they're short. They're short pieces. I don't think any of them are more than 15, 20 minutes long. But I show you through charts and through other things like I'm showing you here. What I'm probably the only presenter without a chart, because I want you to relate to me as a person, not a number. Okay, because 90% of people are losing is because what's between your ears. When you are serious about trading, when you frame it as a business and you realize that the negatives of what's around you, and you've compensated and made those negatives positive, all of a sudden all the stuff that you've been struggling with starts working for you. The first piece is overview and clear advantages of prop trading. I want to give you more juice. I want you to understand how prop firms make money so that you're not worried about them. Oh my God, I hope they'll still be in business. These guys will stay in business after all long gone, because those 90% of people that are paying them, from $30 a month to $500 a month for qualifying for a $500,000 account, 90% are losing, and they're just collecting money for letting you practice losing. Okay, so don't worry about the prop firms, but I want to give you I want to take you behind the scenes of the prop firms, and I want to show you why this spells a huge opportunity for you, because this is a short video that you're going to want to come back to when you're feeling that you just passed. Is this for real? You want to see that it is for real. So I want to motivate you. This is a motivational piece. Okay, then the second piece is I want to show you the importance of that right kind of trigger that I gave you a glimpse of, but there's a lot more to it, and I want you to understand what it is. I want you to discover the best win-loss ratio and to solve common trading discipline dilemmas at the same time. I've given you the two position tip, and there's others that I want to give you, but the right kind of trigger to pass with ease. Okay, I want to describe what that is, and whatever trigger you're using, I want you to either adjust that trigger or find a new one. Okay, and you can have more than one trigger. I'm going to show you how to use those triggers and make a hierarchy. So I want to get into the trigger part, okay? Because when you can get the low-hanging fruit at a 67% or whatever basis frequency, you're going to be a winning trader over time if you can manage well that second position. Okay, so I want to get you to first base. Okay, I don't want you to be Pete Rose when it comes to gambling. Maybe he's a terrible. Wow, what a bad. Take that back. I don't say Bobby Richardson because he wasn't able to hit it too. We used to get on base that wasn't 1 foot in jail. Anyway, I want to get you to first base. Okay, so the importance of the right kind of trigger. Then the third piece is how to handle the drawdown rules so that you can trade with relaxed confidence. I'm giving you those differences in the drawdown rules. There's a different way of handling each one, but when you understand how to keep your drawdowns low, you'll compress the time needed to pass the evaluation. And what's important here is time. I don't think traders realize the importance of time. It's really what bums you out. I've done this for so long, and I'm still not making any money. You know, you've got to collapse time. You've got to do things to collapse time. I want to show you how I do that and how my people do this. And that's all I'm going to say about this. This could be the most exciting piece right here. Okay. I want you to understand how to collapse time, and I want you to show you how to trail those stops properly, to trail that expansion. I call it an expansion position. I want to show you how to trail that properly. Okay, and the fourth piece is I want you to, again, I mentioned the importance of running your prop trading as a business. I mean, what I've just described to you is a business. In fact, I'm working on a business plan right now because you really can't have a business without a business plan. I'm putting that all together for myself, and when I do, I'm going to give it to people who have, who my clients, so that you have a model to work from, because this is a business. And, I've given you some insight on how listen, I've had several businesses, some fail, some have done very well, but there's a difference between what I did in each one, and I've identified those things. Those are in the business plan. I want you to run this as a business. Okay. I want you to think big, but trade small. I can't explain that concept right now, but I want you to understand the breadth of what we're doing here, but I want you to honor safety, but not to the point where you can't pull the trigger, which is why, again, you need a reliable trigger that's tested. I'm going to show you how to do that. So I want you to run, after each one of these pieces, I give you a little assignment. Yeah, they're only 10 or 15-minute videos, but then I want you to do something before you go to the next video. Okay, so the fourth piece, how to run your prop trading as a business. And the final piece is I want to put it all together, and I want to show you exactly how you'll get funded, like I did in 10 days we'll wrap up the blueprint of how I got funded in 10 days for the $50,000 account and 22 days for the $150,000 account. And I'm going to beat that with one of them that I'm doing now. Here's where we put all of it together, and you'll be the next one to get funded. Okay. So I want to do this all for you. Why? Because it's doable. It's doable. And some of the things and the fact that I was the trading plan guy for 2 decades in the business. I think most people that have traded over 30, 40 years know me as a trading plan guy. They've heard of me. In fact, I know I know how to give you the alternatives. I call them nuances. And in the trading plan that I built, the loaded gun trading plan, which is not, this is not an offer for, those I list out a number of nuances that allow you to adjust a trading plan to fit you. And that's really what's going on here to a large degree. I'm giving you the opportunity to adjust your trading plan to pass these funded testings with ease, and then go on to get checks. That's actually becomes the easy part, because you're not shackled by that drawdown thing that I just showed you. Okay, here's my offer to you. Well, let me, Clark, I'll just read you a couple of these. Norman, thank you so much for your expertise and insight on prop trading. After blowing out 2 prop auditions for excess drawdown, I now see how right you are. I'm back in the game and staying disciplined. Clark, he's already qualified. So he's a trader who's a natural fighter. Jeffrey, who's an experienced trader but new to prop trading, says, since Norman created this course and also developed all of his experiences as well as tips and hints of how to do it as a professional, it's provided me with a new way to look at everything in a very good place, and a very good place for me to start. And that's Jeffrey. I have to say something about framing. I'm talking life now. It's how you frame situations. You know, something bad happened. My computer broke down. This computer that I'm on broke down Saturday, and I said, my gosh, I have probably one of the more important presentations this year, this presentation right here, and my computer broke down, the fan broke. I grabbed my computer, I ran out, and I said, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I sat, took a deep breath, and I said, okay, let's plan it out, let's make this happen, let's make this a positive thing. I took the computer, I ran it in, I gave the guy an extra $100 to have it for me by Monday afternoon. He had to put a new fan in, got my thing, and here it is. It's how you frame things. You shouldn't be panicking. You should be well prepared before you trade, okay? So Josh, he said, I haven't traded in many years, and now I'm retired. I've decided it's time to start over. Thank you for your help in these videos. See, I love Josh because I love retired traders, retired men and women who are coming back and doing this. Comeback trader with no prop trading experience. All right, here's my substantial long-term income with prop trading offered for you. You're going to get the overview, clear advantages of prop trading, the importance of the right kind of trigger to pass the evaluation with ease. I'm going to have, of course, the third piece, how to handle drawdown rules so that you can trade with relaxed confidence. I want to show you how to run your prop trading as a business, and then exactly how I got funded and how you'll get funded if you can just get yourself together, follow my guidance here. And if it takes you 15 days, that's traumatic. If it takes you 20 days, if it takes you a full month to get, good for you. I mean, let's get going. You don't have to do it in 10 days, but I'm going to show you how I did it, and maybe you can copy it. A couple of guys have already copied it, okay? And the investment is not just for $97. I want you to have this. I want you to have it, $197. I want you to get the taste of prop trading, okay? I want you to get this. Look, I haven't been this excited since 1980 when gold hit $850 and my $10,000 invested clients were at $160,000. I want to get you that excited. Look, their money, and they're giving you 100% of the first 25,000 and 90% of all the money. And why are they doing that? They want to talk about how much they've paid you so that they can drag in all the other traders who are not willing to change, who are not willing to go through the process that I'm offering you right here, okay? All you have to do is go to thedisciplinetrader.com/income and use the coupon code INCOME, okay? Any trouble at all, you have my email address, nhallet@thedisciplinetrader.com, and you won't have a problem. But if you do, or you have a question of any kind, or you want that discount code for Apex for the 80% off, just email me and I'll send it to you. thedisciplinetrader.com/income, coupon code INCOME, income. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I've motivated you not to say poo-poo to prop trading because they charge all these charges. No, it's not true. It's not true. Yeah, it's true they charge it, but measure it against your experience and how much you're losing on your own, and the stress of losing your own money. Yeah, there is stress in trading somebody else's money, or knowing that you have to spend more time if you bust out an account and have to do it again. But again, I'm going to show you the multiple account angle so that you don't have to worry and rush into any of this. You want to trade with slow, easy confidence. Let the market be as fast as it wants, because you got a trigger that works. You got a plan that happens. You're taking your profit early on one. You're letting the other one ride and protecting that. You're doing all the right things. You're framing it as a business, and you're succeeding when everything else you've failed. So you're going to hear a lot about the average way and the old way to do it. I believe I've just presented you the new way to trade. It takes the onus off you and puts the risk of the loss on on the trading firm. But it's not about that. You want to make money, and that's what this is all about. So if you've got any questions, we've got a few minutes here, and of course I'm the last person, so you can go ahead and we can take a little bit of time afterwards. But let me see if we have any questions here. Anybody? Otherwise, that just means I was crystal clear and that you understood everything that I had to say and all the suggestions. But I really want you to win at this. I really want you to do what you're capable of doing. Look, I don't think I've met any. Yes, I'd say 10% of the traders I meet really shouldn't be doing this. But others who have come to the table this far to invest with me in one way or another, they have it. They have it. They just have to know how. They have to know how to pull in the borders, and I just want to be there for you. This gives you the borders on how to change your trading plan and adjust it so that you can trade easily and quickly. So the deadline and I'm glad you said the deadline for the offer, because there is a deadline. The deadline for this offer is tonight at midnight, because $497 is a great price. I promised the animals to put this together that I do something I haven't done before. So $197 is what it's going to be. And let's see, do you need to be a U.S. citizen and live in the U.S. in order to qualify? It's a good question. I'm going to have to look up the answer for it, but they have chats on all these. You can get quick answers. Yes, tonight at midnight, deadline tonight at midnight, and that is Eastern time, okay? So prop trading is only for futures, right? Well, most of the trade, it started where a lot of them were Forex, because they were going for the 500, people who invest $500, $1,000, the small accounts. That's what they wanted in the beginning. But they realized that those people, were blowing themselves out, and that wasn't happening. Futures, so for instance, Apex used to offer futures and Forex, so did Top Step. They've both cut out Forex. Now they only want serious people, because futures is really where you want to be. Options, I believe they have some firms that trade options. You'll have to look around. I'm not associated or don't know much about it. I'm a futures guy. Overnight trades are not allowed. That is correct. Overnight trades are not allowed. Well, they have daily options now, so and there are some. I saw one firm that does allow overnight. Still 99% does. So everybody is loosening their rules in order to get more people. Okay, the funded pool trades options, yeah, and so there are that out there. But listen, I ran one of the largest option firms in the country. I can tell you that there's plenty of frustration in options. And there's some great combinations. It can get pretty complicated. I'm into simple, and I really think you should be into simple too. Okay, be into simple. Simple works. Simple is repeatable, it's easy to learn, it's a fast track, and you just have to do more of it. That's why I say get 4 or 5 accounts in the end, and just run them in the same way. Diversify a little in the position so that you're not blowing out all your accounts or making money in all the accounts at the same time. This is the way of business. Years ago, a friend of mine who's a very famous real estate attorney down the #1 guy, I think, in South Florida, he sat me down about 20 years ago and said, hey, multiple streams of income, not just one, okay? And I've taken that to heart, okay? And and when I talk about many accounts in prop trading, then that's like multiple streams. That is multiple streams of income. In fact, I'm thinking about, and I haven't executed yet, using a little bit different technique in one of the accounts just to see how well it works. But before I do anything, I do a lot of testing. I do the testing for you when I hand you a trading plan. You're going to have to do testing on your own. What I'm showing you here, what I want you to do is take your own account, take your own trading plan, and adjust it the way I've asked you to adjust it here. And you'll move much more quickly through these. And if it's not working for you, email me or follow me in some way. If you go to thedisciplinedtrader.com, you'll see ways to connect with me. But the idea here is take advantage of this. See how I operate. I hope you'll be impressed, because it'll be very clear that I have one intention, and that's to get you going, There are plenty of other testimonials on that page, but I want you to have, is your trading mainly based on trend momentum movements, or just to get a hint? Well, my trading is based on both, as I've said. I won't take a position unless I scalp one and let the rest of my positions, and usually the other 50%. If I put on 4 positions, 2 are a scalp. And why not take the bird in the hand? There is some wisdom in that. But there is also a lot of frustration because what we're trading here, what you and I here are trading, especially in futures, there's a lot of money to be made if you're right about something. Why cut that short? So I like, yes, when you talk about trend and momentum, I teach you in my other courses about, I may even mention it in this course, about position sizing. I think position sizing is at least as important as your stop. You got to have a stop in. Okay, that's the most important thing. Even if it's a stop that's way far away, but still keeps you in the game. You have to have a stop. Okay, you can't blow out your business in one trade. You have to have a stop. But how many positions? There's an old expression: you got to get while the getting's good. And when you have a triple bottom, where the last bottom features a hanging man with a long wick on the bottom, and you have a nice, and it moves through a particular moving average, one that I like to use, let's say, and you get your signal to go long. Well, that's a major signal. And so before I enter a trade, I like a day of trading. I like to say to myself, today I'm going to trade from 2 to 5 positions, depending on the environment. Okay. When the trigger goes, I'm at least going to put on 2 positions if the environment is not great, because I've tested that trigger in all environments. But if I'm coming off a triple bottom and it's giving, and I've got a tail on 2 of those, hey, I'm putting on 4 or 5, because that's where that you want to get while the getting's good in trading. Okay. And you can't be fearful, because when you measure that, it can't, when you measure your risk, it's got to be within your risk parameters. You don't want to risk more than 1% or 1.5%, whatever it is that you've decided is your risk. So I hope that answers for you, Oliver. Yes, trend and momentum are most important, I believe, not only in identifying what a good trade is, but also for position sizing, which most traders underestimate the value of. Okay. Are there any other questions? Oh, you're welcome, Oliver. Any other questions? Otherwise, we'll wrap it up, not only for my presentation, but for the day. We'll just hang out for maybe another 60 seconds, and we'll wrap it up. You guys still with me over there?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, great.
You did a great job.
Well, thank you. I'm really passionate about this. I mean, I know I sound passionate about everything, and I am passionate about the idea of trading. But, sometimes I have to push myself, especially, if it's the end of the day. There's no pushing, we're all, Don says we're all sleeping. Well, wake up and smell the roses, right?
The one thing I will say is Norman's been in this business for a long time. You said it earlier yourself, and you're always changing. You're always trying to find the new thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's great. I think that's awesome, actually. So this is a great deal, $197. You're gonna, and somebody did actually mention here, can you make this mentally more serious? And I think the domain name pretty much says it all, right? The disciplined trader, this sort of follows along with your teachings, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. This, whatever I do, I try to incorporate or infuse, because that's why most people fail any kind of trading, whether it's prop trading or trading their own money, because they can't keep their head together. And I understand why. I was one of those people. But in the old days, I used to have to run a ticket to the window, and it was $100 a round turn. So you have to really watch what you're doing. But now at $1 a round turn, $2, $3 a round turn, you can start to think things are cheap. So, but somehow most traders are losing just the same. You've got to keep your head about you, and that's what we're all about at the Disciplined Trader. So if you stop there, you'll see a place to opt in. I did I have more than 1 million hits on my 4-minute drill for traders that I did for 4 years. Every Saturday, I did over 200 of them. I talk like I'm talking right now, right between the eyes. This is real. So why are the other 10% making all the money? Why is that happening? A lot of them are using the same trading plan you are. And the answer is the idea of the mental part, the mental construct, and your framing. So I want to get you into that a little bit more. And I want you to abandon who you are, because everything that I teach can be dovetailed into what you do. You don't have to do a lot of replacing. I just give you some added features so that you can embellish and do better at what you're already doing. That's what this course really is all about here. But aimed specifically at passing the prop trading evaluations and continuing on to multiple streams of income. John, known him since the 70s. Yes, that's down to everyone. That's, yeah. Smart money. We learned from the program. Oh, thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, Don. All right, everybody. If there's no other questions, I will go on. And my 6 o'clock is a very special time for me. I got a little time. We got about an hour to wrap things up and log some of the trades that I made today. But I have my martini at 6 o'clock. Not every day, but days that I present, you know. So
celebratory.
Nobody gets in the way of that, you know.
Well, Norman, you have a great evening. For those of you still out there, I see the room's kind of emptying out. The link is in the chat. We've also just sent out an email to everybody with all the links inside. Tequila for me tonight. I'll be having one right along with you, Norman. And guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Norman, thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I just want to tell Mary that yes, this is really good, great for beginners. I mean, if you haven't experienced all the pain yet, you really don't have to. Just start with something like this and get your head straight. Thanks again, you guys.
Thank you, Norm.